What is up, guys? This is Kelly, your favorite functional medicine nutritionist. In today's video, I want to share with you guys how my 3-day water fast went. Now, prior to me doing this water fast, I have never been further than 24 hours. And I was honestly really scared. And I was like, wow, this is going to require me to really push myself if I decide to do this. Now, I didn't decide to do this because I woke up one day and I was like, oh, I want to do a water fast. I was actually speaking with one of my friends and she was saying that she was doing a fast, and I thought that this would be a great time for me to like jump on and get that support and motivation that I need to complete something just a little bit longer than what I did before. And so I actually did it with a friend and it was amazing. But I want to talk to you guys about fasting, and we're going to kind of go through exactly how my day 1, day 2, day 3 went. And then I want to talk to you about what I feel like is the most powerful thing that I got out of this entire experience. So obviously, I know you guys have heard a lot about fasting, but fasting is allowing your body to get back to the natural practices of what it knows how to do. Your body is already its own healing mechanism. And in order for it to heal, it has to be in rest and recovery mode. That's why it's so important for you guys to get enough sleep on a daily basis, because sleep puts you in that rest and recovery mode. Your body's not working. Your brain isn't going crazy thinking about all the different tasks of the day, although you may be dreaming or whatever the case may be. Your organs aren't working. Your organs aren't doing exactly, all the strenuous stuff that it would be. It's funnily slowing down and resting and recovering, and your muscles aren't moving, so it's doing the same thing. There's a lot of different things that happen with fasting. A lot of people fast for weight loss. A lot of people fast for healing. A lot of people fast for spiritual practices. The reason why I decided to do this fast was for discipline. And I'll say that because prior to me fasting and being in this quarantine time where we're stuck in a house, or we just can't do the normal activities that we would normally be able to do, when in all reality we actually can really do a lot of the activities that we were able to do, just not go out with friends or whatever. I felt like I was getting outside of what I would normally do. So I felt like I was my stomach was hurting a lot. I don't know why my stomach hurt. I would eat something and I would feel nauseated. And it would just make me want to throw up all the time. Every time I ate something, I noticed that I had started eating, craving sugar a lot. I noticed that I started drinking a little bit more than what I would normally drink. And I wanted to stop that because I don't want anything to have control over my life. So that was the biggest thing, the biggest reasons why I decided to go on this 3-day water fast. Now, like I told you guys, I've never been past 24 hours, so I was very I wouldn't say skeptical, but I was nervous to see how my body would react to certain things. And so so during my fast, I was able to have water. I had apple cider vinegar, I had lemon, and I had sea salt. The reason why I had the lemon, apple cider vinegar, and sea salt along with the water is to keep my electrolytes up. I did work out every single day of my fast. The very first day I did a very intense workout, so I wanted to make sure that my water, my electrolyte levels were still up. Electrolytes, the salt, the acetic acid, the potassium, the phosphorus, the magnesium inside of the apple cider vinegar, and the sodium obviously in the salt. Can be easily depleted when you're working out really hard, and it does not break your fast. So I did have those things throughout my fast. I also had black coffee. So the black coffee kind of curbed my appetite a little bit, but I didn't have a lot of black coffee. I normally drink black coffee, but I didn't have a lot of it. So Day one of my fast was absolutely fine. Like, I did not feel anything. I did a workout. Like I said, I had been 24 hours before, so it really didn't. Day one was really easy for me. I actually ended my fast at 9:30 the previous night. So if I were able to eat, I could eat at 9:30 the night before. I don't know why I ended at that time. I would say if you guys decide to do this fast, I would start and end at a time where you feel that is necessary for you. I don't know why I did that time. I think it was just, an abrupt decision, to be honest with you, but it didn't hurt or hinder me in any way. So day one is really fine. I did do my cardio. I got on the bike. I went for a walk. I planted some stuff in the garden. I did a bunch of different things and I felt amazing. Now, day two, when I got into day two, I was actually very, very surprised. I probably hit around 35, almost 40 hours maybe, and I was still feeling fine. And things were starting to click to me, like, how in the world am I still able to do this? And I've never went past 24 hours before, and this is my very first time, and I'm feeling okay. And I think that, and I'll go over that at the end because it's elaborate. So I got to the second day. Again, I did not have anything to eat. All I had was the water. I had a little bit of apple cider vinegar. I had some sea salt so I can keep up my electrolytes. And I did have a little teeny bit of black coffee. When I got to midday 2, I'll say it was about to get into that nighttime, and that's probably why I should not have started at night, because when we're getting to the nighttime and I'm out and about, I was starting to get a little bit lightheaded. Now, I don't know if I was actually getting lightheaded because I was hungry or I was dehydrated, but I think that I was idle and I had nothing to do, and I think that I started to think about food. And when I started to think about food, my body automatically started to revert into, oh my God, I'm hungry, right? Which it didn't do that before. And I remember going to the store, and the store did not have the water that I was looking for, and I stepped out of the store. And when I stepped out of the store, I could smell fried chicken, and my brain was going crazy. So I automatically, immediately got hungry. Now, leading into day 3, when I woke up the next morning, I laid down day 2, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna drink some water. And I think because I was getting closer, I was starting to think about it a little bit more. Therefore, I was having these hunger pains that I didn't have before, these headaches, this dizziness, and ultimately my body was fine. I don't know if you know about fasting, but you can actually go 40 days without eating. You can go 3 days without water, but after 40 days, your body would start eating itself. So I knew that I could do it, but I started to feel the feels, okay? And also, you have to remember, when you're doing a fast and you're doing a prolonged fast, you have to remember that if it's something that your body has not done before, you're going to go through the pains. It's almost like doing a workout, and you're doing a workout that is a little bit harder, and so it's going to hurt in the beginning, but as you get used to it, it's going to be a little bit easier as time goes by, right? Because you're mentally, and your muscles and everything is just getting used to doing that strenuous workout. Your body just has to get used to it. So I kind of knew that. When I head into laying down day 2, I was like, oh my God, I just want to pull my hair because I'm so hungry. Going into the day 3, I was okay. In the morning, I was okay. Again, I was staying busy out and about doing some work. When I got to the afternoon of day 3, I think that it had settled in my mind that today was the day that I was able to eat. And so when it settled in my mind that today was the day that I was able to eat, I started to, as time started to go by, I started to count the time. I wasn't counting time before. I started to count the time. I started to have muscle aches. I started to have headaches. I started to have a really bad hunger pains. And I was like, okay, this has to stop. So I tried to redirect my energy. I went to the park with a friend, and I did. I actually took my mind off of it. But as I got closer to it, the pains got excruciating. I thought that was so interesting. And so, again, still sticking to my water, apple cider vinegar, lemon, sea salt. I got down probably to the last hour, and within the last hour, and I don't know about you guys and your spiritual practice or whatever you do, but along with the discipline that I wanted to gain from doing the fast, I wanted clarity on things in my life, and I want my life to move in massive directions that I cannot even fathom. And I just want to take off with everything that I want to do. So I felt like when I'm stopped up in thoughts, when I'm stopped up in food, when I'm stopped up in drinks, when my mind is not clear, I cannot get into this deep prayer session, this deep meditation session that I would love to get into. So in the last 2 hours, I prayed, I meditated, and I wrote. Now, that was it was so crazy because I had, when your brain is so powerful, when you start to ask it questions and you start to answer, it'll start to answer the questions for you, because that's what your brain naturally wants to do. It wants to find the answer. Okay. And so I started to write, and I started to clear my mind. I started to get some clarity in things in my life, and my mental, I can feel it, was just starting to give me answers to everything. And then as I got down to the last minute of the time, and I'm actually looking at the time, I didn't want to eat on that very exact minute. I wanted to go a little bit further, so I pushed myself to probably like 2 minutes after, but I completed my fast, and it was freaking awesome. Now, before I tell you what I ate when I broke my fast, I do want to say what the fast has done for me. Yes, I went into it with wanting the discipline and just challenging myself. I'm very, very competitive, so it was like me beating myself. I went from doing 24 hours to just all of a sudden doing 72 hours. And yes, I got the effects. I no longer have the stomach issues. I no longer have that nauseated feeling. I feel very clear minded. I don't have any cravings whatsoever. And obviously, I was not drinking or doing anything out of the normal what I usually do. And my body feels, I feel that my body's back in its homeostasis. The primal time to end the fast, or the primal time for fasting, is around that 48-hour mark. After that, your body just starts to, really kick in and kick in those ketones and start to burn your fat as fuel. I did lose about 5 pounds. I'm not sure how much body fat I lost, but I can tell that I did lose body fat. I can physically look in the mirror and I can see my pictures of how my body has changed. I have dropped a lot of water weight. My body tends to hold on to a lot of water. But ultimately, what I got out of this fast that was so profound is that we don't realize how much power we have. We really don't realize how we are literally capable of doing anything. Literally anything. Anything. And the same power that we have to do anything is the same power that we have to hold us back from doing everything. And so when I'm going through this fast, I am just so, I'm astonished by how much your mental controls your outlook and the decisions you make in life. And if you don't have clarity within that, and then you don't have control over your mental capacity or growing your mental capacity or having an open mind, then you will not reach wherever you're trying to be. And so I could not believe that I could depict where my cravings were coming from. I could depict, okay, so for instance, I wasn't even getting hungry. So I started to get hungry when I started to feel something that made me sad, or I wasn't even getting hungry until somebody started to talk about food, or I actually heard about food. I wasn't getting hungry until I got down to the last hour. Now, I remember in my 24-hour fast, when I actually got down to the last hour of my 24 hours, I actually started to feel hungry. Why did I start to feel hungry? Because I was getting into that into that realm of, I know that I'm about to eat, right? My mind is like, I'm about to eat, so now I'm hungry. 72-hour fast, I'm thinking, I cannot do this. I'm thinking, like, what the heck was I thinking? And I didn't get hungry because I knew I wasn't about to eat. But as I got further along, and I got to day 3, and I got to the afternoon, which would lead to the night when I can have my first meal, I started to get hungry because my mind knew it was almost time for me to eat, because I put that in my mind. So I could not believe how much power we have to literally create and do and be whatever it is that we want to be in life. And what we're fighting against isn't the outside environment. It's ourselves. We're fighting against ourselves. Our brains are limitless if we teach it and we understand it and we fight past those barriers. Just like I was telling you guys, it's a muscle you have to exercise. And if you do not exercise that muscle, the muscle will weaken. And so you'll have weakened thoughts and weakened feelings and weakened emotion and weakened aspirations. And you have to train it up again. So this was so big to me because there's no reason why I can't say I can't do anything or have anything or literally anything in life, because I took myself from being able to do one thing and tripled that within a thought. Okay. So it was so beautiful. I had clarity about what I wanted in my life and how I saw it pan out. And it just literally helped me create the vision even more. Okay. I also, what I did to break my fast, so let's go into that. I'm really big on really controlling the insulin level. So as you know, your insulin when you're fasting, your insulin drops really, really low, and that is the fat storage hormone. All right. So what I did, I wanted to ease food into my body. So what I did, and actually, I'm actually not done fasting. I went from the 3 days of not eating anything into the rest of the week, 3 days of having a Daniel fast vegetarian type diet, no meat products at all, and then I'll ease it into the last day. But so what I did was the first thing I did to break my fast, I did have fruit. I had some watermelon, so a little bit of fiber, a little bit of sugar, and a lot of electrolytes and water. And then I went into my vegan meal, which I had a medley of cauliflower rice, green beans, mushrooms, and I had a vegan tofurkey sausage. And it was amazing. And the crazy thing is like, as soon as I ate, I got a little bit sleepy because my body's like, boom, now you have all this stuff and now we have to process it. So yeah, that's what I did to break my fast. And then I went into a Daniel, and as my body's still, detoxing and cleaning, I want to make sure that I'm feeding it everything that it needs. I also think that this is a really great time. It was a really great time. And for you guys, if you guys try it, that you can really see what your body is sensitive to. So if you know that you've had some gut sensitivities from any type of food and you don't really know exactly where it's coming from, this is the perfect thing for you to do, so you can slowly add food back into there, into your body. So I hope you guys took a lot from this. My 3-day water fast was freaking amazing, and I will be doing it again. I will be exercising that muscle again because I'm limitless, right? And it taught me that I can literally have everything I want. So you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you like this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Bye.